Big fish in a small space station. Nice setup.
I have few complaints.
Can you get me to Stellar Bay?
Good law. Who'd want to go to that toxic hell pit?
So... no?
No. Emphatically no. Unequivocally no. Immutably no.
No would have done it. You didn't have to crack open a thesaurus.
Best to be clear, I believe.
Does it not seem hot in here to you? Second time I've seen that question.
Law, but it's miserable. My underarms are damp. How can I be expected to work in these conditions? Chief Tennyson is supposedly looking into the cause, but I've seen no action from her. Deplorable conduct. My superiors will be hearing about it. You can be certain of that.
Why are there armed guards in here?
Oh, you've noticed my friends. Wonderful. Aren't their guns very large? Tremendously impressive. They're here to keep the peace, of course.
Seems like you're looking for a fight to me.
Hardly. And if I might be frank, I doubt the Mardettes would be much match for seasoned UDL troops. Groundbreaker makes much ado about its independent status, and so resents any board presence, no matter how benign.
One more thing.
Please, go ahead.
What are those locked doors in
A
the back?
luxury stateroom, reserved for Chairman Rockwell's use.
Does the chairman visit here often?
Oh, good law, of course not. He'd never set foot on this decrepit junk pile. As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specifically state a room must be maintained for the chairman's exclusive use.
Back to my other questions.
Ask away.
We're leaving. Okay, so now that that's been lifted, yeah, we can get back on the ship. Good. So go to the ship, get the hologram disguise thingamabob, and then continue with the quest at that point. So up the stairs, I suppose. Adelaide's deserters dreamed of an independent life without board oversight. You taught them an important lesson. Never dream. Oh god, that sounds so negative, but...
Make yourself at home, Captain.
they're all alive. That's good, right? Perfect. We have a storage container on the ship we can use. That's good. The holographic shard projects a disguise on you and your companions to give you access to restricted areas, provided you have the correct ID cartridge for that area. So messages for me from Blaine. This is just to let you know that I've given out the rest of that you-know-what to the you-know-whos. Sorry for the secrecy. You never really know who's reading these things. I appreciate you giving me the time of day. You risked your neck heading into that community center. I'm grateful. But I'll also appreciate if you never told another soul about our business. I like my job and I should like to keep it. What's interesting with that, I don't recall us telling that person what our actual name was. I'm pretty sure we told them that we were Hawthorne, yet apparently this is message to us. So maybe using those sort of dialogue lines where we pretend to be Hawthorne doesn't matter. But then there is messages for both. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I did actually say my real name. Messages for Hawthorne. Hawthorne's unread messages from you, Bedford. Oh, I forgot to mention in my previous message, silly me, I'm mailing you a copy of my favourite serial. It's about a dashing space pirate with the heart of well steel. It's not exactly board approved, so don't you go showing it around your spacer buddies. I hope it will amuse you while you're out adventuring. Any similarities to a certain someone are entirely intentional. The books are about Alex Hawthorne then. So the archived messages. Can't tell how pleased I am to finally hear you. Your message was hilarious. I'm delighted by your sense of humour and the tale of your hijinks. I hope your terminal will cooperate for the foreseeable future. By the by, I was scraping Groundbreaker's comms network for tasty little tidbits, and I noticed you declined to talk at Edgewater's landing pad and instead touched down in the wilderness. You rugged individuals, you. I only pray that idiot Thompson wasn't giving you any trouble. Anyway, I hope your meeting down in Terra 2 proves fruitful, and I look forward to corresponding with greater regularity. Your best friend, Udom. Second message. I don't know where you were raised, but I'd hazard a guess it may have been a barn, because anyone with even a modicum of decent rearing would know it's unforgivably rude to ignore the ardent, sincere messages of one's friends. Hello, hello. Hope this finds you well. It was a pleasure to see you in my office again last week. Once again, I'm terribly sorry about the impounding mix-up. How could it have happened a second time? Terminals these days, I swear. Dreadfully unreliable. Haha, just like your ship. I hope you've given some thought to that thing we discussed, you know, about the Wells fellow. I'm so sorry to press, but I have the strongest tickling feeling that you really do know him. And if you could just tell me where he is, well, it would be marvellous for our friendship, wouldn't it? Look forward to seeing you again, wingman. Dear Alex, hello, Udom here, Udom Bedford. We met when I accidentally impounded your ship. My silly fat fingers embarrassed me once again. I hope that wasn't too terribly inconvenient for you. It was such a pleasure for me, and I tremendously appreciate your forbearance in not throttling me. You really are quite the gentleman. If you're ever in Groundbreaker's airspace, well, space, please don't hesitate to look me up. The Lost Hope serves Spectrum vodka. Perhaps we could try recolor. You know, really tie one on. And then with the logs, titled Shrink Ray. Note to self, remember this later. No better. Ada, remind me weekly to check this log until I tell you to stop. Yes, I mean continually. No, Ada, not if I'm dead. Why would you even ask me that? Back to my point. I saw in actuality with my own two eyes a sublimely powerful weapon in Wells's lab, just sitting there for the taking. If the grey hair were to look away or forget about it, maybe. Or if I'd asked a smidgen more nicely. He called it a shrink ray, but wouldn't let me test that claim after I lost my temper. Said he was inspired to create the thing by the achievements of other scientists who dared to push the boundaries of human knowledge and decency laws. I had heard rumours of fantastical weapons like this one, weapons that push the boundaries of the mind and science's cutting edge, but I figured they were just stories, to be honest. Laying eyes on Wells' shrink ray firsthand is enough to make a fellow wonder if there's more to the rumours, more to be had. Hammer power. The last time I got sloshed, I was imbibing at Lost Hope on the Groundbreaker. I shamelessly but subtly eavesdropped on two Mardettes yammering on about a mad scientist some years back who claimed he made a huge discovery that would change the fate of the colony. Like none of us had heard that one before. But there is a good part. The Mardettes said the mad scientist kept yelling about the hammer's power or something similar. A strange weapon with a special power created by a crazy lab coat sure fits the bill. Could be another one of the weapons that inspired Wells. Black market leads. Why won't Wells just give the shrink ray to me? Blast him to the depths of the labyrinth on Zataris and back. Let the record show I did apologise for shutting him down 5 times. But Architect be damned. It's just sitting there, neglected and gathering dust. I should have commandeered it and thanked him without asking permission or breaking expensive equipment when he said it wasn't ready yet, and that even if it were, he couldn't entrust it to someone like me. What does that even mean, I ask? That I'm not trustworthy enough? That I'd use it to wipe out the good, hardworking folks of the colony like some sort of moralist psycho? Like some sort of moralist psycho? Sorry for the reading. Wow. I'll admit to maintaining some questionable associations, but I follow a strict code of me, myself, and mine. What's not to respect in that? Exactly. Now I have to wait until Wells forgets or thinks he misplaced it. In the meanwhile, I've been tracking down additional rumours pertaining to others of these science weapons throughout Halcyon. If gossip holds true, my next step would be to check with black market merchants on the Groundbreaker and in Fallbrook. We didn't unlock any fast travels up there. Alright, let's see what quest we actually want to go to first. What are the main missions that we've got? So the The main quest is passes to anywhere. We then have quite a lot of side quests. Fine. Vicar Max, we can upgrade. Let's pick his talent. I think as simple as that it'll be. Get the extra hack from him. And our character can be leveled up as well. Great. So we'll continue with dialogue. We're almost at the point where it becomes a specialist thing, so... Probably a good idea not to take too many of those up to the highest level in the sort of the general sense, and then focus a little bit on trying to get a lot of them into some of the specialist ones, bringing them up to a point that I want them to be at.
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me?
Udom told me you have his official board seal. Can I buy it from you?
Depends. What are you planning to do with it?
Forge papers to go to Byzantium, obviously.
See the lights. Taking a show or two at the infamous Bijou. Could be a treat if you like that kind of thing. All right, I'll sell it to you. But it's gonna cost you dear.
Yeah, 1,000 bits. I'm sure I've got enough.
Well, ain't that peachy? You enjoy that stamp, you understand? And don't you dare use it responsibly. Anything else?
I wanted to ask you about something else. I want to find
What
out
do
about
you
these
want,
secret
then?
weapons. If she
My
knows
hard-earned
anything.
wisdom?
Nothing in there. So what's this about the heat?
Groundbreaker's radiators. Been neither fine nor dandy for weeks now. Miss Junley's supposed to be getting them fixed, but the board's determined to get in her way.
How do you mean?
The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing.
You mentioned Groundbreakers outside of the board's control.
That's right, dearie. The only independent station in the colony. That's us. Though for how long, I can't say. That all depends on Miss Junley.
How do you mean?
The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing.
Back to my other questions.
Go right ahead, sweetheart.
What do you do here?
Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I buy and sell items that require discretion to dispose of. Knickknacks. Curios. I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair of famous tossball players. But that's more of a passion project.
What about non-famous players? I earned quite a reputation as a fifth back during my seminary days.
You do have a favorable mop, I must say. But that's not what you wanted to talk about, is it, dear?
Why'd the board recall Stellar Bay nav keys?
Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to gobble you up. Because that's what the board tells them, you see. I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence.
What makes you think that?
Those board folk are real prideful-like. Never want you looking behind the curtain, lest you see their derrieres. But old Gladys knows the score. The whole colony's not much more than a diorama, showcasing one board screw-up after another. That's why we gotta keep them from getting their grubby mitts on Groundbreaker. She's our mess.
Are there still people down there?
Probably. Every once in a while, we get these snippets of radio chatter. Edna shows them to me. Some man hooting and hollering about the light in us all, Claims he's transmitting from Monarch, but who knows if that's true. Might be true. Might be some new trick from the board.
Thanks for your time.
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt.
So, Passage to Anywhere, which is the active main quest, and then Weapons from the Void, but she didn't have any of those options. So I guess I'll do the mission for her first. Maybe that'll open up new conversation pieces. Let's go with Solution Vital.
I'm not going anywhere, you hear? You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I'm sorry. Am I causing a scene? See, Umfuru? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jessie in the first place.
What's this about your friend?
Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors.
Maybe I can look in on Jessie.
Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
Something I can help you with?
I'd like to see Jessie Doyle.
If only my other patients had so many inquiring after them. I'll tell you what I've told the others. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit no visitors. The requests of our patients are paramount, so no, you may not see her.
The records say. Have you actually spoken to her yourself?
She's not my patient. I'm certain no one on my staff would falsify patient records, if that's what you're implying.
Can I buy supplies from you? You seem well stocked.
Not without dispensation from Chief Jun Lei, I fear. Supplies are hard to come by out here.
How do you mean?
We don't have the ability to manufacture our own medical supplies here on Groundbreaker. Regrettably, we are dependent on the board for such mundane items as bandages and antibiotics, as well as more critical resources like adequately trained staff. We'd nearly signed a supply agreement with Anti-Cleos, but they demanded we only use their branded drugs, and that's simply not tenable.
See you around.
Take care.
Let's speak to...
Good luck getting to Jessie.
Okay.
And better luck if you do.
Can I just walk in here? Sickbay nurse. Dr. Wanda.
Can't say I've seen you before. I take it you're a freighter captain? If you're here to better yourself, you'll have to wait. We're having a spot of trouble with our delivery service.
Wheeler says your shipment won't be coming in soon.
He must be referring to Irion. I'm sure the fool's gotten himself into another scrape. I'm beginning to wonder if I'm ever gonna get my service mechanicals at this rate.
I could try to find him.
I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. We need his delivery soon as yesterday. Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by Scylla, an asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. That's where I'd start, were I the adventuring type. You look out, though. The place is probably crawling with outlaws. Keep hanging around. What can I do for you? You have yourself a day, then.
Alright, let's explore this little area, see if we can find the person that, can't remember their name already. Jessie, maybe? Patient experiences unusual side effects post-hibernation after this latest voyage. Complains of longer days and increased boredom, as if time itself was slowing down. I've never seen complications as severe, and I'm prescribing a high dosage of stims. While I'm optimistic that I can address the symptoms, the cause still troubles me. I'm going to try reaching out to conveyor crews and some corp docs I know in Terra 2 for answers. Update. I've learned that interstellar crews call the condition skip flu, and everyone I ask says they know someone who knows someone who had it. In extreme cases, they say the person's body and mind break down entirely. Board medics, the few who bother to reply, and says that the patient was making it up to shirk their duties. I don't believe my patient is malingering, But how do I prove that when the board won't even review my evidence? It sounds like the same thing we have, but we call it time dilation. A lot of sick Mardets.
Quietly now.
You can take that, and then... Holographic Shroud is activated, giving you temporary access to this restricted area. Moving drains the Shroud's energy. When it runs out, personnel will see and interrogate you. Tuck your way out of the interrogation to reset your Shroud. It will get harder to tuck your way out the more you are interrogated.
Keep your sights out, friend.
So a second ago, when we were looking around, we came in through the vents in this room. In there. We didn't see anything in here that kind of sparked any interest, so let's go across the quarantine.
You're sure this is perfectly safe? I'd rather not die
cool.
early of an infectious disease myself.
You can see your crew have changed their uniforms as well. Down by the purple bar, I can see 3 little, almost like speech bubble things. That must be the sort of measure of how difficult things are getting, because it's because of your different interrogation attempts that you have to make it through. Yeah, there's Jesse Doyle.
Leave me in peace! You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation requires not being disturbed, don't you?
Ellie sent me.
What? Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No need for her to be worrying her pretty little head about me. I'm just terrible, dreadful sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and sores all over my body. Highly, lethally contagious. But I'll be fine, so long as I'm left alone.
She is worried about you a lot.
Criminy. She really ain't gonna drop this, is she? Alright, okay. We can discuss this like the level-headed folk that we are. Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone with one ear and an intent to listen.
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath. You, ain't with the board, are you? See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following me back to my room. So I hold up here to lay low.
Ali asked me to help you, so that's what I plan to do.
Udon Bedford's the board guy on the station. He'd know how I stand with them. If you can square things for me, I'd owe you one even bigger than Ellie owes me.
What did you do that got you in trouble?
What? No, I didn't do anything. I'm a law-abiding denizen of this ship, I swear.
Yet you think the board had someone follow you, and now you're heading out.
Think? No. I recognize a contracted killer when I see one, thank you. In my line of work, that's a skill you develop during week 1, assuming you want to keep breathing. All right, I'll fess this part up too, if it means you'll help me. I'm a thief. I specialize in particularly high-end and historically valuable items. 3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the blood-tier diamond, last worn by an heiress on the Lost Hope, had surfaced for the first time in 70 years.
So you stole it?
If I had, you think I'd be hiding out in the med bay? I was gonna steal it, lined up Udom as my buyer. He paid half up front to finance the operation. Let's just say things went sideways about the time I got my hands on the diamond, and it crumbled to stardust in my palm. Anywho, I barely made it out with my life, and nary a plan to make back Udom's deposit I'd spent.
I'll talk to Udom for you.
Thanks for helping me with the board.
Considering
You're a real
Udom's
pal.
meant to be a
Or I guess I should say,
a
Ellie is
board
one,
person,
huh?
he seems to have an awful lot of little side hustles going on. Between the books and then apparently stealing diamonds.
Any word on Jessie?
What's the story with you two anyway?
Let's just say she did me a favor, and now I owe her. So, did you find her, or what?
She's in debt to the board and thinks someone's after her. I'll handle it.
Good luck. The board's got an office on the promenade just before engineering. You can't miss it.
Oh, are they shops over there? The Lost Hope.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Seeking relief from the heat? Till June Lay gets those radiators fixed, I've got the next best thing.
All the traders in the system come through here. Heard anything interesting?
Only the usual. Marauders all over space. You ever wonder how folk who can't figure the bleeding edge technology of a spoon can manage to get ships into space?
You know that sound when you've snapped on an injector clip? Ah, that's how you know your weapon loves you back. I got a full line of weapon modifications I'd be happy to show you.
I think I'll come back to the shops later when I've got a little bit more money. Was there something in waste disposal? No.
How do you do? Ah, how might I assist you?
I'm here about Jessie Doyle. I want her debt settled.
Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she has is her organs. Compulsory donation is quite legal in such cases.
She's worth more alive than dead. Put her under an indenture contract.
That's not unreasonable.
I guess it's better than losing your organs, but I don't know, Captain. It just doesn't seem right.
Miss Doyle is deeply in debt, and the board has every right to do whatever they like to recoup that debt. What guarantee do I have that she'll agree to the terms you negotiate?
The way I see it, she doesn't have much choice.
I quite concur. It's refreshing to deal with someone practical for a change. I will recall my collection agent. Tell Miss Doyle to report to me promptly for her first assignment. Now, is there anything else you need, or can I return to my work?
We're leaving. Is that going to reduce my reputation with this area then?
Wish I could say it was good to see. Got word from Udam, from the hitman who trailed me the other night. Seems I'm indentured to the board now. I ain't too elated about going exclusive, but it's better than winding up dead. You sure saved my skin, stranger.
Yeah, I'm okay
All
with
debts
that.
between me and Ellie are cleared.
Watch yourself while I'm gone. Great.
The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt to Jessie. I guess that means I owe you now, right? Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better than average sawbones. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt off.
Are you saying you'll work for me just because I helped Jessie?
If I'm being honest, and I prefer not to, I was about ready to pick up another contract anyway, and you settled this in a pretty tidy fashion, which tells me you're competent. But we can say I'm repaying the favor if you prefer that version.
What exactly did Jessie do for you anyway?
She helped me win a bet.
What was the bet?
We were on a smuggling run planetside when our point man bet me I couldn't outrun a mantisaur.
And?
And as you can probably guess, the thing was faster than it looked. Probably would have caught me if Jesse hadn't picked it off.
So she saved your life?
Yeah, but the important thing is I won the bet.
Welcome aboard.
You won't be sorry. Though it looks like you've got a full roster already. Time to play.
Meet me on my ship.
Traveling in style, are we? I'll be sure to nab a cabin with a view.
Dr. Fenhill, glad you opted to join us. It'll be good to have a Sawbones on the crew.
Yeah, I think considering we already have quests for the other two, we will finish their quests off rather than
I can't believe
like constantly swapping and changing between people the whole way through. Sublight. There must be other floors then in this ship. You can kind of see the heat as we came through there.
Those XF411s? And an old...
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a sub-level.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors.
I'm captain of the Unreliable, recently unshackled from Groundbreaker's impound.
Good for you. Hope you scared some sense into those bureaucrats giving you trouble. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting.
I'll do whatever I can to help you keep the peace.
Good. Don't go making trouble, and chances are you won't find any. That's how I like it here. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through.
Now that my ship's out of impound, I can safely say I'm headed for Monarch.
Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
Parvati, you wanted to talk to Junlei? Go ahead.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Nudge Parvati to continue.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Silently encourage Parvati.
Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said... Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry.
Thanks, Junlei. I had some other questions for you.
Not a problem, Captain. Ask away.
I heard you're having a heat problem. What's going on?
Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship.
I'm sure your capable staff can stay ahead of the problem.
My engineers have managed to keep the heat to livable levels, but all the fixes are temporary. This wound is bound to fester. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner.
Surely the board doesn't want Groundbreaker to roast?
They want us to sweat, thinking that'll soften me up for a bad faith deal. If you'll excuse me, they can go fuck themselves. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone aboard, will be cooked alive.
You need a contractor to work this out. I'm available for a reasonable rate.
Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays.
But there's the catch, right?
The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now.
Couldn't we try to talk this out with whoever is down there?
Those idiots are immune to reason, and they don't much care if the station melts to pieces. They're content to die last. If you could find some way to solve this without violence, I'd prefer that. But more than anything, we need those parts.
Have you tried sending anyone else down there to get the parts?
I have. One of my engineers, plus a small security detail. They didn't come back. I can't afford to lose any Mardits on this job. No offense, but a freelancer like you is more dispensable.
None taken.
Nice and pragmatic. Thanks for understanding.
I'll get you those parts.
Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
Okay, so we got the range up to 50. We've got dialogue up to the 50s. I think my next step will be getting the... I don't particularly care about sneak being higher, but definitely hack and lockpick. I want to get them to 50. Then I'll do tech and leadership. I'm going to completely ignore melee and defense. Last perk until we get to tier 2. What do we want? $20% vendor price is probably going to be good, considering we just spent like 6,000 on a gun. We'll have a look at these next talents perks when we level up again. Parfati also leveled up, so we can pick a new perk. So we could pick some of the tier 1 still. Increase your chance of looting mods. That could be cool. Melee damage, I'm not planning on going with that. +5. Increases the companion's armor. Okay. And then increases their range damage. Yeah, let's just go for more stats. More chance of getting free things. Increase the duration of your dialogue combat effects while Max is in the party. Yeah, sure. So that'll be things like when I attack a human and they cower, it'll last longer because he's in the party.
Shh. Dang, that's impressive.
We thought there'd be maybe a terminal or something in here that we could use. Oh, our terminal's right here. Delete checklist. Bunch of stuff. Personal files. About the back bays. More complaints about the state of the bay. I already told the Martettes they're free to flush out McCred and the outlaws. They're so knotted up seeking warrants and paper justifications that they want someone else to solve their problems of record. Sorry boys, not my job. Promenade status. Morale is dipped 18% since Martin Callahan showed up. It's that damn mask. Found another listening device in my office. Thing was the size of a toss ball with the cord leading all the way to the sublight. Subtle as always, Lilia. Could have sworn the automechanical chef arrived with a company tech. No record of the guy leaving the station. We'll have to look into it. Sprat infestation at the rest and goes getting out of hand. Ethel better not be ranching those critters again, or I swear by law, I'll airlock her stall. Then in the messages we got from Bedford, Uden Bedford, my dear lady. The implications of your accusations cause my breath to hitch my throat. I am certain that we can arrive at an agreeable understanding. For what is a board liaison if not a facilitator of handshakes between great powers, much like the board and yourself? When you do decide to return to the negotiations table, consider once again the embassy expansion plans I laid out. Gestures of good faith do not go unpaid. And then 2, Bedford. The board rejected my request for new radiator parts again, even after I greased their wheels with some targeted donations. Funny thing, when I used my admin privileges to survey the outgoing comms, I noticed some activity from your office. You chose your words carefully, but I plucked a juicy phrase from the transcript. Let the frog boil a while longer, and now I have no radiator parts. You're playing with our lives. Did they install you in my ship just to get under my skin? Or are you pulling this shit for fun? Okay, I'm back to definitely not liking him.
Good law, the heat in here is so unbearable, I can hardly even concentrate. Junlei better hurry up with those damn repairs already.
We all want new neighbors from time to time. Our studies have shown that a controlled population is inversely proportional to consumer happiness.
Watch out, something doesn't explode in your face.
Okay, so these aren't the back bays. You try to find out how to get there. That was Halcyon, that's where Udom is. We got random fenders. And then I suppose, yeah, here we go. Oh, McGreg's right here.
Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king.
Well, they definitely attack things. Can I speak to him?
Look at this ripe piece of meat just sizzling on the grill. Huh. Yum, yum. Time to feed the flames.
It's nothing personal. Promise.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like? I don't think this deck is too well ventilated.
Speaking for myself, Captain, I am not of a mind to be murdered by a psychopath who plays with fire.
You came with the crew. Welcome. We got plenty of space to spread out, but only room for one captain.
Hey, nice. We got persuasion and intimidation choices. Put that down before you incinerate the entire deck.
I know this ain't a toy, neighbor from above. It's a catalyst, just like me. Keep talking. I like the sound of your voice.
I'm here for some parts Junlei sent me.
That's right, sir. Just the parts. We'll be in and out in a jiff. You won't even know we were here.
Tennyson just keeps feeding the furnace, don't she? We're still playing with her last sacrifice out back, with the crew.
What are you doing to that poor engineer?
We were just sitting in a circle, sucking down exhaust fumes and toasting to the memory of our brain cells. Making this broken angel fly again.
So I can grab the part then?
You don't just ask a king for a favor when you're standing in his court. You bring tribute, sacrifices, prophecy, shit like that.
Those parts are leaking deadly toxins. I'll just come back after you're dead.
Under its skin, this ship is all poison and darkness. Lead bones, asbestos muscle. Maybe you're right. You've got the run of the kingdom. Up those stairs, you'll find the parts. My crew won't get in your way.
There was something else.
Lay it on me, boss. I'm good for it.
I saw your letter from Rizzo. Galactic mushroom sounds like a great beverage.
They rejected it again, didn't they? I thought I could take my fungus garden and go corporate, you know? Damn! Well, maybe I'm better off.
Rizzos wouldn't know innovation if it bit him on their backsides. You're a natural inventor, Mr. McRed. Don't let him get you down.
Kind of you to say, engine gal. You're a lighter in dark times.
How did you end up back here?
Ship got impounded. The crew and I racked up a debt while we were grounded, and my baby got sold to Sublight. Scrapped for parts. That's bureaucracy for you. Piracy with a smile.
Sounds a lot like what happened to me.
Am I your dark reflection? Shit, must be getting old. Stay here too long, and the groundbreaker drains you like a fuel tank.
There's a bounty on your head. I want to claim the reward. Oh, I just want to see if I can get the lighter from him rather than killing him, though.
This one's hungry for justice. Alive or dead? Rare or medium? What's it gonna be? How do you want me cooked, bounty hunter?
Yeah, great. No need for violence. Give me your lighter and the bounty disappears.
My flame? Shit. Little flick here got me started on the pyro path. Fine. He's yours. Give him a good home.
Don't worry, Mr. McRed. We'll treat Mr. Flick extra nice on account of he's your friend.
You call your lighter Little Flick?
I'll miss my baby pyro, but it beats losing my head. This court needs its king, and I'm one of a kind.
Wait, the engraving on here, does this say Sanita on it?
Keen eyes you got there. Sanita gave me this lighter. We had a carnal understanding a few years back, and she wanted me to have something to remember her by.
Be seeing you.
You can come and go in my little kingdom. Just try not to piss off any of the gestures.
Great. So as long as we don't steal anything, we should be safe. It is nice we can loot though. That is good.
Even the proverbial unwashed masses would turn their noses up at this place. We'll cut them off.
I think the boxes are classes
Careful with that shit.
stealing.
As crazy as he is.
It takes crazy to live in this universe. Crazy cosmos.
Yeah, so anything lying out in the open or loot boxes, things like that, that's classed as stealing. But the actual like bodies and scrapped robots lying around the place, I can loot them just fine.
Got another complaint. Like worms in their shrooms.
They're just tilling the soil. Besides, they're my
Backside still smarts. Did everyone get branded when they joined McRed's crew?
Nope. Your ass is a priceless canvas now that it's home to an original McRed.
When I settled on Groundbreaker, I thought this would be my gateway to the stars, the beginning of my epic tale as a spacer. Now I grow shrooms for a bunch of outlaws, not even for selling. They just eat the damn things by the handful. Some of the crew have been tripping for weeks. Suppose it could be worse. Heard of a sublight contractor who got dissolved in chemicals and flushed down waste treatment for stealing from Lilia. Now McRed, he's always happy to see me. Calls me his fungus lad. Update. McRed just set a man on fire for having his laces undone. Maybe I need to be more careful about what I'm growing. Ought to find something that calms him down. Time to experiment.
Yes, I'm honored.
So whoever wrote that message isn't up there. Thing is, I actually don't mind McRed at the minute. He seems crazy, and he's, you know, obviously putting people on fire, which isn't great. But at the same time, if he isn't actually up in the top of the ship causing a lot of trouble, then he's not really that bad of a guy.
You get that automech patch? McRed wants it up and running.
I'm trying to think of this before I wake it up.
Can't spell groundbreaker. Don't give it a name. What do you think?
Wait.
He hasn't got a heart? Not like us.
So maybe there's a way that... Pick up radiator parts.
Liz gonna be pleased as
Great.
pie when we
Maybe there's a way that we can... kind of convince him, or we can maybe mess with the mushrooms to chill him out before we leave the ship, and then that way it doesn't cause any problems in the future.
You're the first person I've seen who talked their way past McRed. That may not sound like much, but take my word for it. Wow.
What brings you to the back base?
Junlei sent me down to collect the parts we need to fix the radiators. McRed got me all distracted sucking fumes and talking about the cosmos.
Youth these days have no principles.
I can't tell if you brought friends or if I'm still seeing things, so maybe I ought to lay off the fumes and head back to work.
Wait, is this the one that the McRed just said that they were torturing out the back? I came to grab some radiator parts. Engineering could use your help installing them.
I'll get back to my post. See you topside, stranger.
Yeah, so McRed isn't that bad a guy.
You'll have to show me how to do that.
What is this? I really want this, but everyone's here. Maybe I can just take it and then tell them that I'm just passing by. Here he comes.
What do you think you're doing?
I was just leaving.
Best make yourself scarce now.
But that is so odd that it's that easy to steal in front of people and just walk away. Oh, this is cool.
Can you imagine being frozen for 10 years, sailing through space in a room such as this?
Alright, let's go get the radiators fixed. Can we fast travel from here? Region. Yeah, okay. So we can run straight in here, speak to Junlei, hand that in.
This is Halcyon.
You've returned,
That should
and in
give us
one piece.
a bit more
Color me impressed.
reputation with the ship. I got the parts for the radiators. What now?
Good work. I'll take those. I need you to head through the large door at the far end of engineering. Take the elevator down into the machinery shaft. There's a terminal in the back. Activate it when I call over the ship's PA. And bring weapons. There's a slight mantipillar infestation.
Divine Slight.
More than a few. Less than a hive. Nothing you can't handle. We were salvaging parts from a ship. Turned out there were eggs inside. They got into the radiators, and here we are.
I'll make my way down
Don't
there.
worry, Miss Junlei. We'll be super gentle with the ship. You don't got a thing to worry about. I mean, aside from fires and such.
I'm genuinely heartened to hear that. Thank you.
The controls are on the back of the machinery shaft area. Keep clear of the radiator.
Okay. Archive logs. Arrival confirmation. It's my honor to report that Groundbreaker has successfully arrived at the Lagrange Point, having released our cargo of prefab housing, settlers, and supplies to their intended colony worlds. May they prosper and expand. Now that stages 1 and 2 of the mission have been carried out, my family will take ownership of the Groundbreaker as specified in our contract, keeping this ship in active duty as an independent trading post, repair stop, and cargo bay. I'd be remiss if I closed this transmission without sending my hopes and best wishes back to Earth. There's so much ahead of us, but we'll never forget what we left behind. Some very rich and unsavoury elements among our colonial neighbours seem to have the wrong idea about why I flew us out here. It wasn't for a 9-figure blood money salary and a Spacer's Choice logo stamped on my ass. There wasn't a nickel and dime passing ships out of their last bit. Groundbreaker has no role in the success or failure of Halcyon's corporate entities, period, and negotiated that understanding and clearly outlined it in writing before I ever set foot in this ship. If anyone wants to dispute or compromise our independence, they'll have to answer to a Tennyson. We're a family operation. Even when the last Tennyson falls, Groundbreaker will remember us and defend its freedom accordingly.
Watch out!
Oh, these guns, this gun is nuts. I think I'm taking damage from the heat. Okay, so this gun's DPS is so high because it is automatic.
Bad news. Diagnostic says their circuit boards are fused from the heat, so they're not too picky about who they kill next. Sneak past if you can. Shoot back if you need to. I can always fix it later.
If possible, I would like to try to sneak past these robots rather than destroy them. Let's see though.
That's the terminal. I have the parts in position on my side. Go ahead and cycle the droplet pumps. And if you don't know what that means, just look for a command that says cycle droplet pumps.
This was the start of this little zone. Do they patrol up here or do they patrol over there?
Oh.
Stuff's getting restless, work around and half-cocked solutions are all we've got to mend Groundbreaker's bones. In many cases we can't revive one system without cannibalizing another. Grandma lived with that reality and so will I. I can rally our spirits, but what happens when I'm not around? Groundbreaker's real test will be seeing if our independence outlasts me. I'll take that bet. Found some of Chief Goyang's old schematics. Groundbreaker must have taken a beating during the crossing because she spent half of her career patching it up. A lot of corners cut when they put this place together. Among her papers, I also found the layout of a hangar that doesn't match any of my docks. Something that might have gotten sealed off along the way, like blood cells isolating an infection. I hate to put sentiment down in writing, but every time I open a panel or find some workaround in the guts of this old bird, it's like I can feel you reaching out to me from the past, Grandma. Okay, so we got that cycling.
Stop by once you found your way out of there. Groundbreaker owes you thanks.
And then we want to try to get out without starting a fight.
Unexpected noise identified.
Yeah, let's go. I'm really gonna have to find something for the fall damage in this game.